I actually don't think I've played yet today. Because, I had school and shit. And I was just, thinking about a whole bunch of other stuff, and I just don't give a shit about the event. So no, I don't think I did that. Oh, shout out to whoever did the line thing again, where you join and you remove everybody. Guess what? We fixed that problem. This time around, we're gonna have our cake and eat it too. The chat is now immortal. I won't completely explain how I did it because somebody might be able to find a way around it, but if you were to come in and remove everyone, you would not succeed. We would still be able to access all of our, all of the everything, really. The picture would remain, the name would remain, the albums would remain, and the notes would all remain. It would all stay there. So, you can if you want, but, again, you won't do anything. So, what I suggest you do instead, for whoever's been trolling, or literally anyone else, just join the chat, say hi, stop in. It's still, it's still a lot of fun, of course. I think I may have baited or triggered whoever it was with yesterday's video, but whatever. Yeah, so there's still going to be a link, and there's always going to be a link. As I said, I'm going to have my cake, and I'm going to eat it too. I'm going to keep the link, and also going to keep the chat safe. So yeah, there is a link in the description. If it happens again, then I might explain how I solved the problem, but yeah. That all just depends on if and when it happens, which it probably will. Just because it's kind of how the internet works. But hey, it's still, obviously it's still a lot of fun, and I still, I'm just like fucking everybody's there. We talk about shit or whatever. What are we talking about? Talking about school, because we went to school. Why did I do that? Yeah, today I had school or whatever, so I guess we should talk about that. Ooh, look at the rank going down. School. Haven't really done much of any homework at all. At all. Yeah, Monday I actually skipped as well. I'm not gonna get too much into that story, but today I went to school. Yeah. English I didn't actually go to because it turned out that today English was doing conferences where you go and you talk about the paper you're supposed to be writing, which I haven't started writing. Luckily today wasn't my conference. Mine isn't till a week from now. So that's cool, but math is interesting. I haven't talked too much about my teacher, even though I really want to, because there are a lot of things to say, but I can't. There isn't much to say without being slightly mean about it. Mean in a playful way, because she's very Korean. She is Korean. She is foreign. She was born in Korea. I don't think she lived most of her life there, but she definitely got really good at Korean before she learned English, because she speaks fluent English, but she also confuses a lot of her words, and she has like a bad time understanding what other people are talking. She rushes a lot as well when she's going through. So if anyone is at all confused and they ask a question, she will misunderstand their question and respond in a weird way, and then everybody gets confused. As they get more confused, and as they're trying to ask their question, she gets more confused, and then she just comes to some conclusion, and she's like, oh, this is probably what it was, you do this, and then everybody gives up on trying to actually figure it out, and no one's learned anything. So she's not the best teacher, but she's a great person, and oh, she's such a sweet old lady. That's sweet old foreign lady. Foreign people are great. Because it's just, I don't know, it's just funny, I guess. I don't know. She also can't say algebra. At first, I thought she was saying archborough. And I was like, what is archborough? Because she says like archborough, or yeah, archborough. Instead of algebra, she says archborough. I can't do the accent right because I don't do impressions and I don't do accents, but that's how she says it. She says archborough. And I I am certain that there is still at least one person in the class who has no idea what she's saying when she says that, because it's not obvious that it's algebra. When you understand, you know, the weird cultural differences between Asia and America, and you're like, oh, the L is an R, then you understand that she's trying to say algebra, but she, not succeeding. No, she's a sweet old lady. She still wears her watch on the wrong arm and says a lot of weird words. Like, one time she said, I forget what exactly the problem was. I think it was like, because we were doing, converse, I think is what they're called, converse functions or whatever. It's basically where you have like it was complex numbers when we had to find the, I think it's the converse. It's whatever is the opposite of that. So if it's like 1 plus 7i, then it would be 1 minus 7i would be the converse. I'm not set on that as the term. I pretty much zoned out because I didn't care and I was really tired, and I just decided that I would study it online later, and I also had done it in a last semester, so I was like kind of okay with it, so I was just fucking whatever. But she was saying she was supposed to say like 4 plus 5i, but she said like 4.5i, and then she was like, does anybody know? And then just fucking everybody just died. Like their heads were just like, wait, what? 4 point, what are we doing? I don't get it. And like nobody would answer, and she's like, what are you, anybody? Nobody knows this? And we're just like, did she say plus? Did she say point? What are we talking about? What are we trying to do? What was 4 point? What? I don't get it. It's just like, it's just no progress was made today. I'm pretty sure like there was so much delay from shit like that we barely made it through half of what we were supposed to go through. It's just, you gotta feel bad for her, but it's, I don't know, it's still kind of funny. Obviously, yeah, it's just how it works, you know, Lost in Translation or whatever. I don't know, that's a good movie, by the way. I haven't seen it in full, but I've seen parts of it, and it's good. It's got good good actresses, good movie. Pretty old, actually. Might be older than me. What is it, Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson? Yeah, but no, she's Korean, and she just not the best at English. That was the whole story. Great person, though. I don't know if I mentioned this. I feel like I did, so I shouldn't talk about it. But there may be people who didn't hear when I made the joke before. I probably shouldn't say it at all, just because it is kind of racist. But when she first introduced herself, like first day, and she was talking about her life or whatever, you know, she asked if anybody had any pets, and then just the topic of dogs was brought up, and it's just like, it kept running through my head constantly, like, you gotta ask her if she's eaten any dogs. You gotta ask, she's Korean, she's talking about dogs, make the joke, ask her if she's eaten any dogs, and I didn't. And I know, like, I shouldn't have, so it's kind of good that I didn't, because it's kind of like, it's pretty fucking ridiculous to do that. But I kind of wish that I did, in just some twisted kind of thing, where it's just... Oh, she's sweet. She's real sweet. She's just, you know, it's just, I don't know, there's nothing you can do. It's just... It's a different culture and everything like that, but I don't know. And of course, when I think about her Korean heritage and the little bits of interesting Korean things I know, like, you know, you're a year older in Korea and stuff like that. Korean age is something pretty. It's pretty interesting. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that the day you're born, you are 1, and I also heard something about your age increases on New Year's. I'm not certain about that one, but I mean, look it up if you want. Look at the Korean age. They treat age completely differently in Korea, so it's pretty interesting. But no, I'll start thinking about stuff like that, and I'll think about, you know, like words, Korean words that I know, and then my brain will immediately jump to Legendary Moonlight Sculptor, and then I will just have a wave of feels when I think about Volume 20, and I'm just like, ah, because I don't know, because there's a phrase that I will repeat in my head, but if I say the phrase, it will spoil what actually happens. But something pretty big happens, and I think about it pretty frequently because it's it's a really good story. Yeah, it's. You know, come into the line chat and tell me to convince you to read Legendary Moonlight Sculptor, and I will try my darndest. It wouldn't be very hard. I would try now, but I feel like I've done it a bunch of times, and it's easier to recommend someone something once I know their tastes. Once I could be like, yo, what have you read? What do you like? Just shit like that, and then I could be like, yeah, you know, this has that kind of aspect, and you know, every now and then I'll be like, yeah, you probably wouldn't like this because, you know, it has flaws in that area, and, you know, you said you didn't like that other one because of that, so stuff like that. So it's more of a, I like to make a conversation out of my recommendations. I don't like to just be like, oh yeah, I watched this show's so good. I don't know, even when talking about stuff like Steins Gate, I know I said it was amazing 400 times, but I still was willing to admit that some people wouldn't like it because people have different tastes, and if you just can't agree with the idea of time travel existing at all, then yeah, shout out to Bill Nye, because I watched a video, I believe it was a big think video. I don't know if it's like his channel or they just brought him on or something. I don't fucking know how it works, but it was Bill Nye, and people would ask him a question, and this was like the second one I've seen, because it was in my recommendations, because like the first one was relevant to me, and the second one was like, oh, this was popular, it's kind of this one or whatever. So it was, if time travel was possible, and the video that it starts out with is some girl being like, hey, Bill Nye, I've been doing some research on this guy, John Titor, who says he's a time traveler from the year 2035, and he went back in 2010, wrote a bunch of books, and then Bill Nye was like, well, you know, time travel's probably not possible, so what you should do is look into this guy's research and just tell him that, that's terrible, Bill Nye. I told you I don't do accents and I don't do impressions, but, he was saying, you know, just, try to stoop him, you know, ask him why he isn't rich, and like why he doesn't, like what he doesn't know about the future, and be like, yeah, obviously you're not that. But the fun part is John Titor is a fictional character. John Titor, and all of the information that the girl used was fictional information that came straight out of Steins Gate. So someone, like, I don't know if she was like if two things have happened. Either well, it could be more things, but there are two theories that I've come up with. Is she's just absolutely fucking with Bill Nye, or somebody's fucking with her and pretending to be John Titor, and she does terrible research because she hasn't actually looked up the name John Titor, because if you look up the name John Titor, you get Steins Gate. Also, Bill Nye doesn't do any research, because if you look up the name John Titor, you get Steins Gate. There should be no... maybe there is a person who's pretending to be John Titor, but as soon as you're aware where it comes from, then it's obvious that whoever is pretending to be John Titor is pretending to be John Titor because of Steins Gate, and then the whole thing is thrown out the window and doesn't matter at all. But... so, yeah... It's just, I don't know, that just cracked me up. That that happened. It's just, like, I want to believe that she was just trying to fuck with him, but it's just still really funny that just Bill Nye didn't even try to do his research. He was like, what is this John Titor guy? Like, instead of doing the research, what he did was encourage her to do the research, to look at what John Titor's claims were, and to see, you know, stuff like that. And he mentioned like that he would have, some people would claim that they were from the past, and then he would ask them, oh yeah, you know, what was the price of gas back then? What was this, and who was the president? And they would have no fucking clue, even though you could just Google that shit. So he's just like, yeah, time travel is not possible. But it's still super funny that this happened because it's fucking John Titor. It's like somebody squeezed an anime reference into a 100% serious science conversation type shit with Bill fucking Nye. It's great. I love him. I would love to meet Bill Nye. He's gotta be just an absolute blast to talk to. I would bring up that situation. I don't know how well he would remember it, but I could probably cite the video for him, and then I'd just like be like, yeah, you know, John Titor just didn't even, there was never a person pretending to be John Titor, unless there was. Either somebody was punking the girl or the girl was punking him. Probably the girl, because I doubt she was so stupid that she would actually believe someone was John Titor. Maybe. I don't know. I think what also could happen is that she was using John Titor as a frame for the legitimate question of, is time travel possible? It occurs to me that possibly she wasn't punking him, but she was watching Steins Gate and seeing John Titor and seeing time travel, and then she was like, how do I ask Bill Nye if time travel is possible without telling them that I saw it in an anime? And then she was just like, well, let's pretend that John Titor was real, and then we'll go with that. And that's kind of smart. That's a smart way to put at it, but it's still, she didn't have to use the name John Titor or any of the actual times that he claimed to go, like, to come from and go back to. Mind you, I don't remember them precisely, so I may have got them wrong, but I don't know, it's just like, it's just really funny to me. I want to meet that girl, I want to talk to her, just be like, yo, what are you doing? I should look at the comments section of that video, it's gotta be great. But, fucking John Titor. Oh, God. I have to think about the duration of this video because I recorded it a little bit late. I usually mention that in the beginning, but I wanted to get to the line part because this video is going to be titled relevant to it. Probably the immortal line chat is what I'm going with, because as soon as, you know, I derived the method for keeping it immortal, I had to name it, and therefore it was I was just like, now this chat is immortal. So yeah, that's what I'll use for the title. But you know, if fucking everybody's there, there's like, I think the two people that I've been seeing comment frequently. Avril, I've mentioned her all the time. I may have thought it was a dude, I think, but now I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Shout out to Avril. And as well as Infected Sounds. I call him Frank now because I didn't want to call him Infected, because it's a weird name to use as a name, and I was like, I'm gonna give you a name. Your name is Frank. And then he said his real name, and I was like, your name is Frank. So he's Frank. And he actually changed his display name to Frank as well, because he wasn't in any other chat, so it didn't matter. So just fucking change your name to Frank so people don't get confused. But I've mentioned him in the videos because he shows up in the comments section pretty frequently. Who else is there? How do I forget her fucking name? She used to comment so frequently, and sometimes, like, and I'm just 100% blanked on it, and I feel terrible, but I don't remember her name. Lily? Something with an L, maybe? I don't know. Oh gosh, I remember the in-game name of a viewer from a really long time ago pops into my head, but they're not the same person at all. I haven't even seen that other person for a long time, even though I did mention them quite frequently in the videos, but that was almost a year ago, maybe. Which is true. We are approaching a full year of VC. That'll be October 21st, I believe, which is the same as my father's birthday, actually. That's the year of when I created this. Or is it? Did I do them both in October? Shit. Now I'm not sure. I think... No, yeah. October 21st I made the account, and then I made the YouTube October 29th or October 28th, one of the two. So, you know, October, that'll be a whole year anniversary for the whole show. None of you have been around the whole time. That's an inevitability with the weirdness of the content I make, but... You know, I mean, the people who are here now can celebrate it with me. I'm sure there are a handful of people who've been around for a few months, and for that I thank you. That's still pretty cool. We're getting quite an increase in views pretty recently. I think just Shield Knight might have drawn in some attention, but I think, you know what, I'm going to risk this a little bit. I think the actual the Add Me Online video actually drew in some pretty serious crowds there. I think just that was some like real clickbait for people, I think, but I don't know. Yeah, do that though. Add Me Online. Can you get another buff, please, so I can do some damage? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alchemist. That's two Alchemists right there. I never really thought about that. This might kill. We might, yeah. Hey, I mean, I didn't expect us to, but we did. We pulled it off without Lubu. Thanks, everybody. I don't know. Oh, gosh. I started recording late because I was watching the H3H3 video about the interview with Humongous. Well, I watched, because I like to look at the trending videos on YouTube, because sometimes they're fun things to talk about. Not very frequently, though. It is interesting to look at. But I saw it was like interview with Humongous, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then he was like, this video is a continuation of this other thing where this thing happened and some bitch got freaked out or whatever. And I was like, I kind of want to watch that video. So I went and watched that like 15-minute video, and then I watched the other 10-minute video, and then, you know, I'm recording 5 minutes late. It was pretty interesting though, because it's about this girl who just freaks the fuck out over this dude saying his name was Humongous, and she just like she decides that he's sexually harassing her, and then she just yells and screams about it for like an hour, and then like fucking security comes, and she's like, security is sexually harassing me. This security man is sexually harassing me. What the hell? And there's like the security man's just the most polite person in the fucking world, like doing nothing wrong. Like nobody is like touching her or saying anything about her body parts, and she's just absolutely going apeshit on them. And he's just like, you need to not be disrupting people. You're being just too fucking loud. And she's like, is it a crime to be loud? And he's like, yeah, in this building you're not supposed to be. And she's like, no, it's not. And he's like, yeah, I mean, there are rules of this building. And he doesn't go back and forth with her like that, but that's the first few lines were true, but that last one was my comment, in that, yeah, I mean, whoever owns the building gets to say what the rules of the building are. It's just kind of how it works when you own a building. I mean, it's not like I don't own any buildings, but, you know, just speaking out of, whatever the fuck. Oh, goodness, one left. Yikes, can we pull it off? I mean, technically we can, it's just, feat of luck. Either way, after this attempt, I will... Ooh, that's a good sign. Yeah, I'll be ending the video because it's... well, it's not that long. It's just that, well, it's approaching the time in which I want to end it. And when I record late, it means that, it takes a little bit longer to upload it. And while it's usually good enough for fucking uploading to YouTube, I started putting the videos as unlisted and leaving a link to them and putting a link in the chat. So if you want the videos a few minutes early, just fucking whatever, then that's that. Apologies to the foreign people who that just doesn't matter to at all because they're sleeping. I think there are like two or three people in the chat who are European or close to it. So they're usually asleep, but that's, I mean, whatever. They're not used to waiting for the video to come out immediately anyway. They can just have it in the morning. It's just, whatever. Oh, I said I would end the video, wouldn't I? I just got nothing. Can't defeat her. Just done. I'd probably have a Twitter refill, but no, I'm done.